Welcome to Graduate Spotlight, a presentation of College Success Arizona. This program features the hardworking college graduates who have earned scholarships from College Success Arizona and are now in the workforce or continuing with their education. Today on Graduate Spotlight, we interview Nazik Kambar.
So I was born in Baghdad, Iraq. I grew up till I was 8 years old in Jordan. I came to Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, as a refugee. So I stayed the remainder of my childhood in Arizona. I attended elementary, middle, high school, and college, and the university that I graduated with my bachelor's in Arizona. Later, for my career, I've been in Oakland, San Francisco, and now I'm currently in Los Angeles.
Something I hate to do, but we try to give some perspective on your experiences. Would you mind sharing your age just kind of as part of our questions?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I'm 26 years old. I graduated college in 2013.
2013, and currently you are working as a registered nurse and working in Los Angeles?
Yes. So I am, I'm considered a traveling nurse. So I came out to Los Angeles from San Francisco as a traveling RN, and I primarily specialize in bone marrow transplants. That's my specialty.
You have lived in two major cities, San Francisco and Los Angeles. I imagine you can see a lot of trauma in the ERs and hospitals in either one of those cities.
Yes. The hospital census tends to be really high in those big cities, and there's a lot more a melting pot of different groups of people and different complex diseases and disorders. In San Francisco and Los Angeles, they have nationally ranked children's hospitals, so you tend to get a lot of patients from out of state that come to the cities just to be treated.
And backing up a little bit, if I heard you right, you're born in Baghdad, Iraq, and then you grow up for a portion of your childhood in Jordan?
Yes, that's correct.
You end up in Arizona as a refugee at the age of 8?
That's right.
In Phoenix, Arizona?
Yes.
And you graduated from which high school?
Coronado High School.
And you attended Arizona State University?
I went to Arizona State for my undergrad, my prerequisites, and then for my nursing school degree, I went to Grand Canyon University. To
GCU, and you graduated from there in 2013?
Yes, I did.
And how did you learn about college?
I learned about it through, it was a program that I was in high school called Jobs for Arizona's Graduates. This was presented as a scholarship option by one of my teachers. So she actually introduced me to College Success Arizona, and I was able to apply, and that's how I started out.
Can you talk about the role that College Success played in your life so far? First off, as a financial aspect, obviously there's some money involved in the scholarship, and secondarily, the mentoring aspect of it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Tremendous amount of influence. The financial aspect was just remarkable because I did grow up very impoverished, and I never thought that college would be an option for someone with my upbringing. My family couldn't afford to put me through college, so it was just a miracle to have College Success Arizona be able to help financially for me to go to college. So that's just such a huge influence right there. And then the mentorship that they provided was just amazing. I was meeting with mentors monthly during my college career, and it was just such a huge influence to have somebody meet with you, check up on you, motivate you to keep going, because college is not easy. Anyone that's been through it can attest to that. And I didn't have much support from family members or anything. So it was nice to have this fantastic outside resource to be able to dip into and, get this sense of motivation and a path, that was built with keeping up to date with my grades, with my classes. I mean, if I had any questions on how to sign up for a class or to receive a credit, my mentor was always there to aid me in that. She was on speed dial. She was so available to me. I mean, even just to be like a person to listen and provide comfort and support. She was always so available. So that I think my college experience would have been completely different had I not had that.
And
there were times where it was Judy. Her name was Judy.
So Judy was your mentor, and you're saying that without having a mentor in college, it would have been a vastly different experience.
It would have been significantly different experience. It was during our meetings that I would kind of get this fulfilled sense of motivation because there was somebody looking at me to succeed. I couldn't let this person down because they had done so much for me. So it wasn't just, I wasn't only doing it for myself, but I was doing it to those that really believed in me. And I honestly believe that my mentor was one of those people. She was just so inspiring and, just always there when I needed somebody to talk to or it was getting to be too much. It was hard juggling college and having 2 jobs on the side to kind of support my livelihood. So
you graduate in 2013. Kind of pick it up from there. You start work as a traveling nurse.
No, I actually began my first job at Phoenix Children's Hospital. I was there for a little under 2 years. My goal was to be a traveling nurse, but I needed to get that first year or 2-year experience before I can qualify to be a traveling nurse. So I stayed at Phoenix Children's. I worked in the med-surg, respiratory, GIG unit. And then I found my passion and I transferred to the hematology oncology unit, and I've been involved with hematology oncology ever since. So I worked in the hemonc unit at Phoenix Children's, and after I got my good chunk of experience, I traveled to Oakland, where I did a contract at the Children's Hospital Oakland. Then I was able to transfer to University of California, San Francisco, where I stayed for about 2 years, first as a traveling nurse, but then I signed on as a permanent nurse because I absolutely loved it. And then my path led me to Los Angeles. So I came here as a traveling nurse May of last year to Children's Hospital Los Angeles.
And on, I guess, a personal level, living in those cities from Phoenix to Oakland to San Francisco, now Los Angeles, that's a lot of movement in some major cities in a relatively short period of time. Does L.A. feel the most like home?
It kind of does, yes, because it's close enough to home to where I have, easy access to my original home, but also it's so different. And it's just the weather is more like Arizona, and it's just there's a good sense of just home here. I really am liking it.
In San Francisco, you have the water and the beaches, but it's like that old saying, the coldest winter I spent was a summer in San Francisco. The weather can be pretty miserable there much of the time, right?
That was one of the main reasons why I decided to relocate. The weather was just gloomy all the time, and it was beautiful out there, but the fog and the cold weather, it's just not something that my body's accustomed to. So going further south and being, in the sun and having an actual summer was a nice change.
So you're in college, you're in university, and you're pursuing your education to be a nurse, and you graduate. Now you're 3 or 4 years into the workforce, something like that. Did being a nurse meet your expectations? Did it exceed your expectations? Are you happy with it? Are you less happy than you thought you would be?
I mean, I'm not really surprised because I knew that I wanted to be a nurse when I was 15 years old. And being a nurse, it's been a little less than 5 years. It has completely exceeded my expectations. There's not a day I go into work where I'm not happy to be there. I don't look at it so much as a career. I look at it more so as a purpose, something I feel like I was born to do, to take care of people and to be readily available to people and use my skill and expertise to aid in any medical advancement. So I absolutely love what I do. I have plans to go back to school and get my doctorate, but I'm just so not ready to leave the bedside care. It drives me every day, and it makes me very happy.
So really working around, I guess, cancer patients, people with leukemia, that's where you spend most of your time oncology.
That's where I spend all my time, yeah. Yes. And it's pediatrics, so I only work with children.
Wow, so there must be some tremendous highs and some tremendous lows in the course of your day.
I could not have said it better myself, yes. We try to keep the highs. We try to keep things as norm as possible and just, this is something terrible that's affected this person in this family, but we find ways to kind of normalize their life and help them through this terrible process.
And for students in the place where you once were who are considering their own college options, in your case you wanted to be a nurse, what advice can you give them? For high school and middle school students, maybe at Coronado or other places listening to this?
Yes. My ultimate advice is figure out what you want as soon as possible. Because once you figure out what you want, you can start working towards it and you won't waste any time. And once you figure out exactly what it is you want to do and what you want to commit your life to, you truly will never work a day in your life. You'll find something you really love and just keep at it. Sometimes these career paths that we choose for ourselves can seem so unattainable and so difficult to reach, but you just have to keep at it because if there's a will, there's a way, and it's definitely in grasp. You just got to, one day at a time, one step at a time, you just have to find what it is you want to do and just tunnel vision towards it and don't stop. Even if you feel like stopping, if people tell you to stop, do not stop and just go for it.
And I guess looking back, what was the best part of college and what has been the best part of being in the workforce?
The best part of college is being in college. Like I said, I grew up in a very impoverished household. So having the ability to be in college, I felt such a self-worth. And just, I've always been very excited about learning. So it was constantly knowing that I was going to step into a classroom and learn and walk out of the classroom knowing something I did not know before. So we were just continuously expanding my knowledge and just developing my mind into this young adult and this person that will be able to give back to society and give back to the community. But it all started with me, stepping foot into the college campus and learning something. And then in terms with my career, I'm constantly learning and growing. Honestly, I would do it even if I didn't get paid for it because it just brings me so much joy to be able to give 12 hours of my day to, make a child smile or, give a parent a sense of relief that I am here for you. I'm going to support you through this. So that's constantly a feeling that I'm chasing.
And you mentioned your family a little bit. Were they supportive of your college experience and your college journey?
They were pretty absent. I did not have my parents since I was 14 years old. And my siblings were just incomposed with their own life and what they were doing. So it was a pretty lonely journey, but I think it made it what it was, and I think maybe that's why I took away so much gratitude with it, because it was such a tough journey. It wasn't like the typical college experience. Every day was had many trials and tribulations that I had to overcome on my own.
So you're saying you've been on your own, basically on your own since you were 14?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the interview, Nazik. And by the way, since 2005, College Success Arizona has worked with nearly 1,300 students just like Nazik and provided more than $16 million in scholarships and success services to help increase the college attainment rates in our state. If you would like to be part of the mission of providing educational opportunity to high-potential students from low-income circumstances, your tax-deductible contribution can be made through the Donate button located on the College Success Arizona website at collegesuccessarizona.org.